What? Okay. Listen. Okay, we're working on a special lesson today. This is your replacement policy by Julia and Visita. I want you to pay attention to you. Curving your butt. Pay attention to what's happening so that everybody's focused. Stand up in your chair. All right, all of you. Take your chair. All of you, Julia and Miss Visita.
Thank you so much, Miss Priscilla. Good morning, everyone, grade 7. It's lovely to be with you. My name is Miss Julia, and this is Mr. Simon.
Morning.
And we're going to be doing some science with you this morning. Just for today, I'm not taking over the class forever, so we're going to be with you. And we're going to be looking at some concepts about genetics. Okay? If you look on your desk, you might see some icons, some cards. Have you seen those before? Those pictures? Fantastic. Great. What we're going to do is think about how these words connect to the pictures. So, how does this one tell me anything about genetics? How does this picture make me think about inheritance? What does this have to do with structure? And what does this have to do with function? Talk to the people next to you what you notice about how the image connects to the words.
What do you guys see in these pictures?
So have a look on yours. I'm going to just need your 3.
To the words. So have a look at the images and have a look at the words and how do they connect?
So talk to the people next to you. What do you notice? I'm going to take this one away.
Insightful. What's your name?
Just people.
Martin, excellent. Excellent. What do you see? Yeah.
Gain the traits. So it's about have different genetic combinations and unique codes that are given to other offsprings.
So you see there might be some connections between these as well. What do you see? Excellent.
So it's how we get also.
Excellent. What's your name? Valerie. Excellent. Excellent. And then we have another one here, function. Why don't you talk about that between you? Sorry? Exactly.
What they were discussing in their group about how the pictures relate to the words. How does this image help me understand the meaning of this word? Beautiful, the characteristics. Thank you so much, Gabriella. That was perfect. Do you want to share one of the others?
Yes. The genetic code, the chemistry, yourself, like it's part of maybe DNA. You can see through that image, and then from that inheritance, in which we can see maybe the mom and the dad who they make like something new that they convey, say this way, and the structure that is like connected with the function because I see that it's like different things that your body needs, and that's why it has a function. So I
Beautiful.
think to make it work in your body for itself in the life.
So they definitely are connected.
Yeah.
And you were trying to connect the top two and then the bottom two, and then you were also making some connections. Beautiful. That's what we're going to be looking at today as well. I'm really curious, how does that picture there make you think about structure? What is it about that picture that might connect to structure? Yeah, the comb. Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. And what about the other one? How does this picture make you think about function? This one. How does this picture think about the question? Why does this picture connect to the word function?
Function. As we can see damage, they are
These are called cogs. Beautiful, Daniel. Thank you. Does anyone want to add to what Daniel was saying about this image?
Okay, so I think like in pair taking into account that maybe you can relate with things what you do in your like day to day, like what you do in everything. So for example, like maybe that you like to say this way, you can think if you get an idea and how that maybe in your day and like the points
The
that you
cog?
yeah. Those, you know, like when you have, let's say, thought.
Yes.
You have to make it constant. You need to have serious material things that I can put. So when you see that maybe can be clear, you have something that make it work. And the other page, I think they can relate it like when you are doing a work, and let's say that you need to make something important. And you want to make it like a sense of what you want to say. And I think that every single like payment that the part is related maybe to what you see every day or what you can imagine.
It's a very hard concept to make a picture of. Do you want to elaborate on what you were thinking?
because to make a structure based on the function, we like have of objects that are together in a function. For example, that it could be together to make like a mechanism or the and the like to show you.
So you're kind of thinking another layer out. I like that. Thank you so much. I know that we've got really great ideas, but let's move on because we're going to use these concepts, these words in our lesson. We're going to be what we call pattern seekers. We're going to look around the world, in our classroom, in our experiences every day, and we're going to try and find patterns, and these patterns are what help us learn about the world. We're looking for patterns in inheritance, structure, and function in order to help us solve real-world health problems. So that's what we're thinking about today. How do we solve problems by using these ideas and the connections between them? And it's great that you're already making connections. We're going to do some voting on what we think and believe about different statements. If you think we should do this, I want a thumbs up. If you think we should not do it, thumbs down. And this is totally your opinion. Okay, totally your opinion. And if you're not quite sure or you think it depends, then thumbs to the middle. The first one is that we should use artificial body parts or we should grow them to look good. We should use artificial body parts to look good. Unanimous. Okay, we're not into that one. genetically modify, so change the genetics of organisms for food and beauty products. Should we change the genetics of an organism for food and beauty products? So some know, some not sure, maybe it depends. Interesting. Should we genetically change mosquitoes to reduce disease? Should we make it so that they cannot bite us? Yeah, they're really annoying. I would do that one. Should we genetically think about going to all of the mosquitoes? That would be quite hard. Should we genetically change or select human embryos for preferred physical characteristics, like eye color, hair color, height, maybe even intelligence? I have a baby that's growing inside me right now, and I did IVF, which is a process where they make the embryos in the laboratory. Have you heard of this before? Okay, so sometimes we can make the embryos for the babies outside of the body for many different reasons. And you can choose if it's going to be a girl or a boy. Do you think we should do that? I didn't make that choice. I did the IVF to have the baby. And she's a girl, but she could have been a boy. I didn't choose. But should we choose? Do you think we should choose? Or maybe should I choose whether my baby has blue eyes or brown eyes? We're not into that. Why do you think depends, or you're not sure? Like genetic disease? Mm-hmm. I think that that's a really intelligent argument. We tested the genetics of my baby's embryo. We did the test. And we did that to see if there were going to be any genetic diseases. Just like you're saying. What's your name? Juan. Thank you. So we could decide to use healthy embryos and not use unhealthy embryos. So this is a very interesting conversation because I can decide that, but if I had my baby naturally, I wouldn't know. So it's a very, very interesting debate. I didn't decide what hair color or eye color is. Okay, I promise you. I didn't do that. What criteria did you use to decide? Talk to your group. How did you decide your opinion? What was your decision based off? Have a chat with the people in your group. Talk to the person next to you. How did you decide?
Go ahead.
Did you just feel with your heart? Or did you have a reason for your choices? This is that it's not all that big. Yeah, they have like malaria, and that's very dangerous. They can fly to the tips. It's a different bug that's in the ground. So what criteria do you use to decide this?
Definitely. Definitely. So what kind of criteria were you using to decide? Yeah. Nice one. Okay. Okay. I love that. There you go. Yeah. So maybe we don't know enough and we make a mistake. I like that. Okay, seventh grade. Thank you for your conversations. Really, really powerful.
Yeah, very good.
And I was very curious, in particular, to hear about your criteria. The reason why I was so curious is because these arguments are very, very important. These are some of the things that governments have to decide. And they have to make laws whether or not we can do them. Sometimes they seem very obvious that we should just change mosquitoes. But the impact of that, how much does it cost? Or is it even possible? Are some kind of questions that we need to ask very, very important people in society. We're going to look at some situations and we're going to understand them through the ideas of genetics and function. We also have these other concepts, structure and inheritance, that are very important. We're going to look at the Marvel Universe. Have we heard of this before? Some yes, some no. Yes. And we're also going to look at how we can change genetics in order to make people healthier. Okay, how can we understand the relationship between genetics and our health? I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Simon, and he's going to take you through an activity about the Marvel Universe.
So the first situation we're going to look at here is about the Marvel Universe, a different context to look at these concepts. So we're looking here at variation, and we can see here that variation is a different or distinct form or version of something. Variation is a different or distinct form or version of something. And I just want you to take a couple of minutes to really observe the image that you see on the screen. I'm sure you're very familiar with some of these characters. You've seen them before, you've watched the movies, you know about them. And just think about the variation that you see within them. How does variation play out within these different characters? Have a think about that. Look at the different characters, the ones that you know, the ones that you know what their different abilities and traits are, and think about that. And what we're going to do now is have a look at the text that is on your table. You'll see that it looks like this. And between your groups, I'd like you to read the text that we see, and we would like you to look for these concepts. So we have here...
Grade 7, can we focus, because we've got an important instruction, and then we'll read it. I've got more.
Yeah. Just before you read, let's have a look at the task that we're going to ask you to do. So we're going to ask you to read the text as a group, and then to highlight in orange where we see the concept of modelling. Thanks, grade 7. I'm going to wait for your full attention.
Just pause, just freeze.
Just pause for a minute. Yeah. So in orange, you're going to highlight modelling. In green, you're going to highlight generic code. Genetic code. In yellow, you're going to highlight structure. In blue, variation, and then circle function. So the idea is that you are looking for these concepts within the text, thinking about the characters. We'll give you about 5 minutes to do that.
So write directly on the page, so you can colour it in any sentence that you see that makes you think of that concept. So you can hunt together. If you want to move now, that would be perfect. Do you need one? There you go. Okay, do you want to come back here?
So here's the text. It might start by reading it together. Luciana, you didn't get a turn last time, so maybe you could read.
So that you remember what colour you used for which one. Yep. You're what?
Can I go to the level to the
Yes, of course. Or another option is we could use a symbol.
That's a good idea. You can color these as well, so you know
In
that
here.
genetic code is green,
It's like a star.
modeling is orange, function is circle,
You get a pen or
and structure is yellow.
and maybe we use a different symbol and then we won't. Okay. Guys, can you maybe stand here so that you can participate as well? You're tired, then yet it's been a long week, hasn't it? Juan, can you come around here maybe so that you can all see it? And then you've got the colours. We can all engage with the reading. Shape face. You can highlight the whole sentence, but you're not decided. You need to spend some more time.
So have you got some highlighters?
Do you have
Some
the
colours, perhaps? Perfect. Maybe you can start by colouring these just by putting like a mark on it to say that modelling is going to be orange.
So you decided to
Exactly.
highlight them.
No, start with these ones. Start with these ones. So inheritance, I think, is circle. Uh-huh. Genetic code is green. Structure is yellow. Yep. And then function is circle. Yeah. Circle. And so maybe look for the one that you think is the easiest to start with. Yeah. Inherited. That's right. Just leave it to the side for the moment, right? Start with these ones that are the easiest. I think when we had modelling as well, we don't have that here. So start with these, okay? What do you see? Is there one that's obvious? An obvious example of one of these?
Just a little bit is fine. Okay.
No, just an example of function, an example of structure, an example of genetic code. Yeah,
When you read it, does it
yeah.
something to do with genetic
Yeah.
code? Does it
Could also be an example of genetic code, couldn't it? There you are. Excellent. Excellent. How are you guys going? Do you need some help? Okay, so we're looking here. Have you read the text? Let's go. Okay. Who would like to read? Go ahead, Gabriella.
Spider-Man. So maybe that's to do with variation. Here we can give him super strength, or we can give him another thing that is about having reflexes. So this is about variation in their activities.
Are arranged reflected in the illustrated in some level first one of the spaces.
So by building a model, you realize how DNA structures are arranged. So to me, it sounds like we're making a model of the DNA to understand it. So in that case, we're talking about modeling. And then, but I love how you're thinking maybe it's to do structure as well, because this model helps us visualize DNA structure. So you can do both.
Highlight and then carry into it's like
How are you getting on? Yeah, DNA structure, beautiful. It's not. Yeah, not yet. Don't worry.
Excellent. So we have this text that you've read beautifully, Gabriella. The idea now is to highlight where you see examples of these concepts. So structure, genetic code, and function, right? So where do you see these in here? Can you see an example of structure, for example?
It's not easy, is it? It's a challenge, isn't it?
There you are. That's an example of structure, isn't it? Yeah. So you highlight that. Okay, that's what you're looking to do. All right, excellent. Girls, is it okay if I take a photo of your work? Yeah. Thank you so much. Good job. Uh-huh.
The chain food.
The food chain, yeah. It's a really interesting question to reflect on. Yeah.
Can they pass? They
Yeah.
so extension.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Look this way. You were doing amazingly well. 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much. We're going to take you through how to do the next activity based on what you were starting there. Mr. Simon's going to explain that to you.
Thanks, Miss Julia. So we have a couple of things going on. We have your text, which you've beautifully highlighted, making those conceptual connections. We also have your concepts and little icons on little pieces of paper on your desks. What we would like you to do now is to organise, based on the conversations you've had and the text that you've just read, we would like you to organise the concepts in a way that makes sense for you. Is there a concept that's more central? Do two concepts go together? Is there an interaction between concepts? Does one lead to another? What we would like you to do is lay out, thank you grade 7, I know you're enthusiastic, just listen to the full instruction, to lay out your concepts on the page in front of you in a way that makes sense, and then to make connections with arrows and write any annotation that might make sense to you about those connections. To explain those connections with arrows and annotation. So you're doing that on your page. You're welcome to stick the icons on if you would like to. But the thing that we're really looking for is for you to make these connections and arrangements.
Do you remember at the beginning when Sharik was saying how they work together? That's what you're doing now.
Okay?
Yeah, based on...
You guys got a page?
And
You've got your page to work on? Let's go for it. Okay? Do that. Yep. Do you guys have a page?
so how do we work together?
There you are.
Give them their models back.
You're going to do what?
It's back.
Yeah.
Here, guys, there's also model. You can have a model. You already had a model? I have a model, but do you want to use your model?
How you going, guys? You've got one each? Excellent. So start by playing around with this arrangement. Thinking about these interactions.
Girls, we also have model. Okay? Please don't write on the desk. Trouble. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think one maybe goes in the middle? When we arrange them, we need to think about why we arrange them in that way. So maybe we have a story about how they are organized. So maybe we put them together. For example, does structure and function go together?
So we have to collect it.
Girls, is it okay if I take a photo of you working? Not so much of you, just of your work.
Do you have a relationship?
So how are you thinking of arranging them?
So they work together. See how they've done that one. So they've made
Before you stick them, agree on where you want to place them. Really important, okay? How do they relate to each other? Okay? Yes, you're missing a structure, are you? That's,
we have a structure. I have one.
you have a spare structure? Don't know what happened.
Okay.
Here you are, guys. Have you got model? You did.
Okay, how
What's that?
your concept?
Model. So models of genes, right? So this the DNA structure is a model, right? Just like this is a model of Lego. It's a way of thinking about it. That's what we mean. Right? So how can you lay these out in a way that makes sense? You can see you're debating here how it goes together. It's tricky, isn't it? Yeah. Very good. There's no right answer. You're doing the right thing. Yeah.
So I like. Why have you put structure in the middle? Are you going to be on the side? Yeah.
This is great, girls. Don't forget the comments, right, as to why, what you're thinking. This is great, girls. If you stuck them down, you've agreed on a structure. The next step is these connections and the comments, right? Really important that you make the comments as to why, okay? Another way to say that is because, right? So genetic code is connected to function because, okay? Just conscious of time. Let's check. Priscilla, what time is the lesson in? Fifth at 11? Okay. 11. Okay.
Oh, I like that you have this. So this obviously influences this, and
Who has the voice to explain to me?
So DNA, I think the first thing that is going to affect is going to be the DNA. The DNA is going to create that genetic code. It's going to be has to be distributed correctly.
Guys, have you stuck these down? You've stuck them down? So the next step is really, really important. You're going to draw the arrows between these and you're going to write on there why you believe that it's related like this. Another way to say that is because structure, so model is related to genetic code because, and making that connection. Okay? So the arrows are really important. Okay? Get your colors or a pencil because you might make a mistake. However you want to do it is fine. It's fine, right? It doesn't matter so much. You just do it. So what are the connections? Is it a one-way arrow Is it a two-way arrow? Does this connect this way and that way? There you are, there you are. Yeah. Yeah.
DNA, genetics, and it's all made the first time that made like a diamond. Yeah. And know that
That was like the middle of the first, that's you thought first.
Right? Get a pencil and write on here. Write on the arrow. Make it fit. You can do it. Right on the line, okay? Even if it's a short version, you want to try and be succinct with it. Okay? No, but have you got a pencil? Maybe you can just write. No, it's frustrating.
It's very complex. I've asked you to come up. Thank you so much. I've asked you to come up with a way of understanding how these ideas work together. And at the beginning, I noticed that some of you were just pasting them down in a way that maybe looked nice. And then I asked you, okay, how do they work together? Why are you choosing to put one next to another? Grade 7, can one person share a connection that they made between two concepts that is connected to what you read in the text? That was connected to the text, tell me.
and out of the structure you can you are able to you have your body, your eyes, your hair, that can be changed for that code.
Beautiful. So what Danielle is saying is that the genetic code will determine the structure of your body. Is that right? Okay, beautiful. So it's going to give you the structure of the characteristic. Can you give me an example from the Marvel text where that is true?
Well,
Beautiful. So his strength or his reflexes are different depending on the genetic code. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do some moving now because we've been using our brains quite well. We're going to play follow the leader charades, and hopefully we can do some very good acting. Okay, we're going to try and win the award for the best charades that has ever existed. What are the instructions? We're going to have one person as the leader, silently pick one of the concepts, then you are going to mime, without using any words, mime what you think the concept looks like. And then we're all going to follow you and guess which concept you are acting out. I'll count down and we'll shout out which concept we're talking about. Let's all stand up in our places. And let's shake our bodies a little bit so that we can get ready for it. Okay? We're going to get ready to be amazing stars. Who is going to be the brave first person that would like to do it? Who is the brave person that will act out first? You're being nominated. Any they choose. Okay. Shadi, thank you very much for being the first. In your mind, don't tell us. Pick one of them. and think about how you can act it out so that we can guess which one you chose. You got it? All right. We are going to copy. Okay. All right. Danielle, 1 to 5. Pick a number. Okay, 2. All right. Good. We're going to copy what Sharik does when you're ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Was he right? Okay. Very good. All right, you're up next then. You're the next one. There you go. All right, Danielle, thank you very much. So everyone, pick one, don't tell us. Think about what you're going to do to act it out. And when you're ready, we'll follow you. No, you're going to do it now on your own. Got it. You got it. Ooh. Okay, we're going to follow him. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What do we think it is? Function? Oh my goodness. Inheritance. Well done.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
It's not easy. One more person. One more person. Go on then. Valerie, thank you so much. Okay. Everyone stand up.
Standing up.
Danielle, Harry, stand up. Okay, have you got one? Whoa. Which one was it?
It's
Structure. And why did you think structure?
I because like okay, but she wasn't like she was thinking her body. The structures so that the body could work itself.
So you were doing a connection, the structure and function. Well done.
Reasoning. I'll still don't get it. Well, yeah. What did you reason underneath?
That our body was that different organs. So I say, well,
Let's say these people get
that are like the organ and I walk. So that all
Very good. Thank you, Valerie. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to look at one more situation. Can you sit down in your seats? We're going to watch a very short clip of a video of a news. And this news is about how we have made an enormous move forward in medicine by being able to cure or treat a very serious disease called Huntington's disease, which is very, very devastating for those who have it. It's a genetic disease, which means that our DNA causes this disease to happen. We have now, when I say we, I mean scientists, humans, have been able to design a cure or a treatment for this disease based on understanding how our genetics work. So I'm going to show you a very, very short clip, and I want you to be thinking about where you see these concepts in this example.
We have some great news. Huntington's disease has been successfully treated for the first time. Recent results of the trial has just been released. This disease is one of the worst genetic disorders and is often described as a mixture of dementia, Parkinson's, and disease. Here in the UK, affecting around 7,000 people, if the current gene by the parent, there is a 50% chance he will develop, usually development trial shot, slow of the disease by 75%.
So because of this medical advance, we can slow down this disease by 75%, which is unbelievable. It's called Huntington's disease, and it's a mixture of some very serious symptoms. And if you have the genes for it, that you inherit from your parents, you have a 50% chance that you will develop the disease. And they've been working really hard to find a cure for it. And because of what they've done with genetics, they've been able to understand and create a treatment that reduces it by 75%, which is amazing. She said it was a collection of different things. One of them is like Parkinson's disease, which is a disease of your neurosystem. So it affects how you feel, how you move, how you can behave, which is very serious. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yeah. And a better life, okay? Because they're not as sick. Exactly. Exactly, exactly right. Can you look at your diagram and add with a different color the new evidence that we just saw that helps us understand any connection between these concepts? So based on this example, can we add any new information? I'll give you 2 minutes to add a few more descriptions to your diagram. So in a different color, how
So
does this
based on
help us
this news
understand?
story, what can we add to about this? What more can we say? What more can we say?
Beautiful, very good.
Write that on here. Excellent. Right, you could maybe draw that on inheritance, perhaps? Or write that on inheritance? Excellent. Really good. What are you guys going to add? Uh-huh. You can just choose one of them, right? So you could choose model, for example.
And they see that something
Why don't you write that down? That's excellent. Write that on here. Excellent. Yeah.
So we're connecting the genetics with inheritance here.
How are you getting on, guys? What new information have you added? Sorry?
Well done.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay. This was our question for the lesson. How does understanding inheritance, structure, and function help us solve real-world health problems? Given what we looked at today, does anyone have a way to answer that question? How does understanding inheritance, structure, and function help us solve real-world health problems? How might we think of a way of answering that question?
I think go that functions because how will be on a disease that we can just see that will face inheritance. So people get from the structure and the function based on all other coding and it's like a function that
I like that. Daniel, do you want to share your idea?
well, changing just one thing can take away title and something. For example, even something this is changing the name code changing the structure of our function of changing the by code and change. But code and start with your on the season changing the model.
Oh my goodness, amazing. Beautiful. Okay, we're about to finish. Let's turn over your diagrams, and I want you to finish this sentence. An important idea to remember from today is, and I want you to use at least 2 of those words in a sentence. Can you quickly write that down?
You can do it together.
On the other side of your paper, an important idea to remember from today is, and try and use at least 2 of those words.
With 2 of these concepts, right?
Write that down as a group. One, are you going to contribute to the idea?
You can start writing the beginning of the sentence. You're going to go start with the beginning of the sentence, and then you can discuss. Together, together, yep. Together, together.
Okay, on the back of the paper, we'll write it. After this, do they have lunch or another class? In here, or they move? Okay. Okay. No. Okay. So the other teacher comes. Oh. Okay, great. Yes. At least 2. If you want more, then that's fine. Great. My goodness, it's raining. Okay, grade 7. Finish up your sentence. And we're going to start packing away. Are you guys finished? Okay, do you want to start packing your things away? Let's take this. Okay, grade 7. We need to finish up here. So, thank you so much. I want to say, I was so impressed today with all of your amazing ideas, all of your fantastic thinking. And you don't know me or Mr. Simon, but you welcomed us into your class so beautifully today, and I want to say thank you for that. Do you feel like today we learned some ideas about genetics and used our brains? I think you did definitely use your brains very well, so thank you for that. We need to pack up our pencil cases, and we also need to move our desks back to how they normally are. Can you please help with that?
Can I take this? Australia.
Like it like this? I like
Did you pick it or no? Well done.
Okay, grade 7. Pack your things. If you can move your desk back, that would be great. Many hands make light work.
Can I take that one? Thank you. You can keep those. Yeah. Guys, when you're ready, you can move your desks back to where they should be. That'd be a great help. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Would you mind moving your desks back?